Hello there. My name is Brenda Williams, and I'm the founder of Culture Shifters Unite, a womanist multimedia platform that centers storytelling, placemaking, and community. And today we are talking about just that. So, in this episode of Field Notes from an Emerging World, we're talking about builders. We're talking about conveners, connectors, community architects, people who help other people find one another. And one of the key pieces to leadership is doing just that, is helping people find their way and also helping to cultivate talents that live inside people that they may not even recognize that they have. Today, when we think about leadership, we often think about visibility as a leader. We think about titles, platforms, recognition, influence. But the longer I do this work, the more I'm convinced that one of the most important things about leadership, it happens quietly. It's the people who build community around coffee tables, around community gatherings, through introductions, text messages, shared materials, shared meals, acts of generosity, simple conversations. And in an emergent world, relationships matter over titles, over tenure, over influence. We're moving away from influence and into wisdom. We're moving away from simply connection and into community. And in the old system, when we shift, there are new possibilities that begin to take shape, and our ability to connect, collaborate, and cultivate becomes imperative. The future will not be built on lone heroes, it will be built on networks, ecosystems, people who are willing to create space where others can belong, contribute, and flourish. And when I really get down to it, I'm thinking about my own journey as a bridge builder. People who have opened doors for me, who've made introductions, who have given of their resources, people who create opportunities where there was none that existed. So I have to shout out Bamboo. I have to shout out Mondo Unlimited. I have to shout out the Well Initiative, Pop Speed Digital Marketing. These are some of my sponsors that have sponsored since day one. Day one. And all of these business owners are all women, every single last one of them. And that means a lot to me, and I need to name that expressly because they created opportunities where none existed before. It was just a concept when I sat down with Amanda Luan, oh my gosh, almost 4 years ago, to talk about this thing called a networking, and would she be willing to host me? People remind me, people who remind me that none of us become who we're meant to be alone. We can't do it. And perhaps here's the greatest invitation for us all, not to simply ask about what we're building, but to ask where and with whom we're building it. Not simply to pursue visibility, but to cultivate connection. Not simply to seek influence, but to strengthen relationships that make transformation possible. Because community is not a byproduct. Mm-mm. No, community cannot just be a byproduct of change. Community has to be the infrastructure for change. So I want to leave you with these questions. What kind of community are you helping to create? Who feels connected because of your presence? What bridges are you being called to build? And what future might be possible if we work together and we work in relationship building as seriously as we take the work of achievement? The future is relational. May we have the courage to build it together. So until next time, these are the field notes for an emerging world. And you can find me on Instagram, Substack, Facebook, and here on LinkedIn, all under Brenda Williams. And I do have an amazing invitation for you. If you are so inclined into the infrastructure building of community, I invite you to join us for seasonal formation, also known as seasonal planning. It is a strategic planning session for not just your work, but for your soul, who you're becoming, who you're developing into, who you want to be, and also the ways in which you're co creating your own ecosystem of change. All right. Until next time, bye for now.